Equivalent expressions, part 2. In these examples, our variables have multiple exponents on them. So when I rewrote our expression, I've color-coded our variables to help us out. We still need to take this outside term and multiply it or distribute it to both of the terms on the inside. Just this time, we have to take everything on the outside and multiply it to each of the terms on the inside. So here we had to take 4.79 p cubed q and multiply it by 0.3. So here you can see that written out. Then we had to take our plus sign down here, and we had to take our outside term, 4.79 p cubed q, and multiply it by the second term, 2.1r. So when we multiply 4.79 times 0.3, we end up with 1.437. We have a p cubed q over here and nothing on this one, so we keep our p cubed q. Then we bring down our plus sign. Then we had to multiply 4.79 times 2.1. That's how we got 10.059. Then we had p cubed q on this one, so here it is here. But we also had an r on this number, so we had to put that in our final answer. So all three of the variables had to go on this second term. So our final answer is this bottom row. Our final answer is 1.437 p cubed q plus 10.059 p cubed qr. Okay, here's our next example. I've also color-coded this example. We will need to take our outside term and distribute it to both of the terms on the inside. So here we have our outside term multiplied by our first term. Bring down our minus. Our outside term multiplied by our second term. So in our final answer, when we multiply these two, we end up with 2.005. There's no x, y, z terms on this number, so we just have x to the fifth, y, z to the third. Bring down your minus, and in our second one, we had an x term here and an x term in the second one. So we had x to the first and an x to the fifth. We have to add our exponents. That's where this x to the sixth came from. Then we had our same y term and our same z to the third. So here's our final answer for this example. All right, and for our last example, we have some fractions, and I've also color-coded our variables. So here we have our expanded out distributive property. We had to take our outside term times our first term, which we have here. Then we have our outside term times our second term right here. When we multiply our first set of parentheses here, we get 3/8 times 1/2, which is 3/16. We have one x term, so we have x, and then we have two y terms being multiplied together, so we add our exponents for y to the fifth. We bring down our subtraction. Over here, 3/8 times 2/3, we get 1/4. And then we only have our xy to the fourth term, so we keep our xy to the fourth. So our final answer is written at the bottom.